Hey guys, welcome back to Power Couple, and today we're going to do. We have two reviews in mind of the Spider-Man Homecoming. This one's the spoiler-free one.
And then we'll follow up with one that's pretty much discussing only spoilers.
Yeah, so feel free to. That's why we have two videos. That way we won't get people being like, "You didn't tell me."
So, just to get it out of the way, we both recommend. Well, I recommend that you see this movie. Are you the same way?
Oh yeah, totally. I'm probably gonna see it again.
But
Okay, so let's see. I would say that like I'm just going to give a general plot thing, but just from what the trailers gave away.
yeah.
Basically, Spider-Man or Tom Holland.
If you've seen Civil War, you know he was picked up by Iron Man to stop Captain America with what exactly?
Oh, that's so he wouldn't like commit a war crime and go on a mission without.
Yeah. Okay.
Without.
Okay.
But anyway, so it picks up after that, but that's established, and basically from what the trailer says is that he's wanting to prove himself as an Avenger.
Like he wants to be one.
Yeah, and so it goes through his everyday life as a high schooler and stuff, and that's about it,
Right.
plot wise.
As for the rest of it, so we see Vulture is the antagonist of this film, and his motivations, I say, are quite clear, especially towards the beginning of the movie.
Oh yeah, like it says in the trailer what he's going to do.
Okay,
like it
okay.
says that he's making illegal weapons and they just need to stop him. That's all.
Yeah, because they took it from the aliens. Like I don't think this is too spoily, but
No, if Avengers was made in 2012, you're good.
yeah. So they go back to the area where, like, they show a flashback of like I think it was 8 years ago since the event, and they were the person Vulture's with, like the kind of ragtag team. They were ordered to salvage parts there, but then it was overtaken by the government or some other. No, it was by the organization that Tony Stark's a part of, and because of that, he gets mad and pretty much wants to plot revenge.
Yeah. But and that leads into that. So that's the only thing about the plot we're going to talk about. That's it. So what we like to do now is discuss likes and dislikes without giving too much away.
Right, and then we'll give our overall score.
Okay. So do you want to do dislikes or likes first?
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay, I'll do likes. I liked I think they casted characters well.
Right, yeah, I like a lot of the choices.
Yeah, and I think that Tom Holland did an amazing job playing Spider-Man. That's exactly who Spider-Man's supposed to be, a goofy kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
And I also like how it didn't necessarily, like, I mean, obviously, you know that Iron Man's in there, but it didn't show.
Like, he wasn't there, like, all the time. He was there when he needed to be.
Yeah, so it's not like Iron Man was. It wasn't like a buddy cop film. It wasn't like that.
Yeah, I probably thought the same thing, where you would see both of them the majority of the film, but it just stayed on Spider-Man like how it should have been.
Yeah, and then let's see, another thing I liked. Let's see. Well, I liked how it showed a lot of New York.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like, they got the part that they actually had footage available showing off him just swinging around, like, a lot of movement.
Yeah, and it honestly made me feel like I was playing a Spider-Man game. Yeah.
That's a totally different experience, if you
Yeah.
ask me. It also depends on which game you play.
That's very true. But overall, I thought the pacing was very well. Like, it didn't feel too long.
Yeah, this movie is 2 hours and 14 minutes, but it didn't drag on, and it didn't feel like so many things were happening at one time that you couldn't comprehend what's happening.
Yeah, I think that was a problem with Civil War, is that a lot of things were happening at once.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
with Civil War, but I've heard past Spider-Man movies are like that, like the
Oh,
Amazing
yeah.
Spider-Man 1 and 2.
I didn't even see those because I didn't care.
I didn't know they were out because that was like back in high school, and I still wasn't caught up with like what was being released in theaters, so I didn't know they were a thing.
Yeah, I didn't like Andrew Garfield. In my opinion, he was too pretty to be Peter Parker. I'm like, Peter Parker's supposed to be a nerd kid. Like, you can't do that. But yeah, the pacing was good, so I think that's always a good thing. So you're keeping your audience engaged.
Right. And whenever a scene had to be just a little bit longer, stretched out, it was at pretty good moments, I say.
Yeah, and it also gave Peter enough time to think on his feet, like he needed to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Oh, the new gadgets that he got was cool. I'm not going to talk about them, but they're cool.
Okay.
Okay. And
so my likes then.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I just want to, I guess, give a short preference of my knowledge on Spider-Man. I grew up with some of the video games, the big ones being Spider-Man 2 and Ultimate Spider-Man. I watched all three of the original trilogy films, and then I got into a little bit of the comics, but I got only like one book, and then I read a couple of them whenever there was like a Scholastic book fair at my school.
Okay.
But so I know quite a bit, but there's so much more I can know about it. But coming from a fan from those, I think this is a good representation of Spider-Man. Is how I liked him, because he had the agility, he had quite a bit of strength. I'll get onto that later. And then I like how witty he was. I forgot his name. The actor who played Spider-Man in the original trilogy.
Oh, Tobey Maguire.
Yes. He was kind of witty, but he was a lot more serious. Like he really had to think about things. He didn't crack too many jokes, I believe.
Yeah, it was enough to be like, a lot of people complained about him in Civil War, but I think that's what Peter Parker needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, because like I said, he's a nerdy kid. He's a teenager. Like, you have to.
True. And also, Toby's character was in college. This is...
oh, yeah, in that movie, he just graduated.
Yeah. And Tom, he's in high school.
Yeah, still. He's like a freshman, I think. I don't know.
All right. Vulture... I like what they did with him. The last time I seen Vulture was in the first Spider-Man video game, and I don't remember much from this game. He was like an older person, he was bald, and he pretty much was part bird. And he had feathers that went over the place when he over to his sort of tower. But he wasn't too interested in me. But this one, the character was nice. He had a good enough motivations, I believe, to...
Yeah, that's a problem with Marvel villains right now. I think that Vulture was nice.
Like, it was a different... I mean, ever since Civil War, it's been okay.
Oh, yeah.
It was like back with like awesome. Iron Man. Those villains were not too great.
Oh, the Ant-Man villain wasn't too great either.
Yeah. He just suddenly knew how to use the suit.
Yeah, that was stupid. I was like, what? But, anyway, like, I building off of your thing, I thought that it was refreshing that they updated it, kind of like what they did with Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
But because obviously you've already seen in the trailer they show them stuff.
I also like the use of tech. So Spider-Man's suit is similar to Iron Man's because he gets a little AI in his head to talk with or give him information.
And then it shows in the trailer he has like a little, I almost said droid, drone thingy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So the tech is really nice. I think that's one of the good things about the new Marvel movies is that they update the characters a little bit.
But not too much, because like they could just be robots at some point.
Yeah. Anything else?
Nothing else that I think I can say that is like that isn't spoiler.
Oh yeah.
Related.
So for dislikes, I don't really have that many. I think I have two things really.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one is that Peter is not indestructible like they're making him out to be.
Yeah, I can believe Captain America can take a bunch of hits because he's got the body and also the genetic makeup of a really powerful soldier.
Yeah, but like in the trailer, he was trying to pull a whole ship together. And I don't think Spider-Man can do that. He's strong, but he's not like, look at me, I'm Hercules.
Yeah, in the action scenes, you see him hitting walls, vehicles, even a mailbox at one point. And I would think he'd be down for a little bit, but no, he gets right back up and acted as if nothing happened. That inconsistency kind of bothered me, but it didn't ruin the film for me.
Oh yeah, totally. And the other thing is that I think that it was kind of annoying that they kept on talking about how hot Aunt May was. I was like, can you not?
Like in the movie, or are you talking about like fans on social media?
Oh, well, in the Civil War, it was funny at first because you know how Stark is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but then they kept on talking about it, like with fans and I'm like,
they didn't
really?
Need to.
Yeah. And I'm like, I guess that's interesting because in the other one, in the one Spider-Man original, they made Aunt May old. Mm-hmm. But I liked her better old. I have a soft spot for old people, okay?
How do you feel how this film didn't even explicitly show the origin of Spider-Man?
I liked that because I think that
it's been overdone.
And like in Civil War, he already had his powers.
That too.
Yeah. So everybody knew that. I would have liked to know how Uncle Ben died. They haven't even ever discussed him. So, like how at least mentioned it.
Okay.
They'd never mentioned it at all. So, but it was kind of nice. So, do you have any other dislikes?
Not that I can think of at this moment.
Okay, so there was very few. So overall, with the minor inconveniences that I have, I give it a 9 out of 10.
Alright, and I say I give it an 8 out of 10, but mostly because, and I talked to you about this, is that the scale wasn't too great, because really it was just Spider-Man versus this small group of people. It's not as big as, say, the Avengers, where you have this whole army versus a team of superheroes
aliens,
we've gotten to know. Yeah.
Also, I to counter that, just like you can totally have your opinion. To counter that, I think it kind of needed that to be because Spider-Man was just in New York, so I think that's important. But
yeah, I'm not saying that's against it. I'm just saying,
that you would have wanted it to be more important. Than
yeah.
It was. Okay, I get it.
And then I only really cared about Spider-Man, his friend, as well as the villain. There weren't too many other memorable characters. The characters were portrayed well. It's just that they weren't people I wanted to see change. Like, what would they go through in life?
It wasn't like Ant-Man where like his sidekicks were like amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
They were a lot more fun to watch on screen.
Yeah, I got you. Like God, what's his name?
And who are you talking about?
Ant-Man's friend, Louise.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, he was so funny.
Right.
Yeah, that was the best. But anyway,
so Sarah's got a 9 out of 10. I give it an 8 out of 10, but we still recommend you see it regardless of what we say.
Yeah, and if y'all do go and see it, like, feel free to stop by and listen to our thoughts on what actually happened afterwards, because we're gonna make a spoiler review also. So I guess see y'all next time. Bye.
See ya.